Hey mama, have you ever wondered what it's like to speak on the big stages? Have you ever written down on your vision board or had a dream in your heart to become a public speaker? I'm going to give you the behind the scenes scoop of speaking on stage, what it's really like, what the nerves are really like, and how you can become a public speaker if that's something that is on your heart. Let's do this. Welcome to the More to Motherhood podcast. If you have a calling on your heart to play bigger, to impact more people with your business, mission, or the team that you've created, but you can't seem to get there, then this is the perfect podcast for you. Together, we will rise by smashing the glass ceilings and stepping into our greatest potential. Hi, I'm Kristen, busy wife and mama of 3, top 1% network marketer, and your new sassy best friend. I believe that as a busy mom boss, you have what it takes inside of you to be an incredible mom and an empowered businesswoman. If you're ready to do the work, I'm ready to be your BFF and mentor you on this journey to help you create your 6-figure side hustle and beyond. It's time to uncover the more inside of your motherhood. Let's do this. Okay, y'all. So really quick, before we get into Avery, my assistant, my little 5-year-old is here. She's going to be speaking on the podcast because you know what? Mom life. And I'm doing this while the baby's in for a nap. My son is in his room and we're literally going to be leaving for a birthday party in like 30 minutes. So this is just the real deal. This is what you get when you come to the More to Motherhood podcast. But before we get started, I really just wanted to say, if you have a dream on your heart to speak on stage, or you want to be coached by someone that has done all the things, and you are looking to diversify your income, just like a side money, just maybe fun money, or you want yacht money, whatever it is, I would love to chat with you on what I do in the network marketing industry to earn an additional stream of income, which I started off just wanting to earn a couple $100s a month. And then that turned into replace my full-time day job income, even surpass my husband's income. And he is an incredibly hard worker. He's a food and beverage director at a country club. So anyways, if you want to chat more about how you can diversify your income or start a side hustle, or you just want to learn more about what I'm doing, please message me at More to Motherhood on Instagram in the DMs, or you can email me moretomotherhood@gmail.com, and we can link arms together and just run with this. I'd love to have you be part of our tribe. All right, so I'm going to read a review, and then I'm going to have Avery come over here and share a little bit of what's on her heart, because she's going to be on stage too. So before we get into that, this is a 5-star review from L. Taylor D. She says, everything you mentioned about motherhood is spot on. I'm so appreciative that I have someone who goes through what I go through. It always hits home when you speak, and I think, yes, me too. I no longer feel alone. You speak from the heart, and that is the best part about everything you do. A big thank you to More to Motherhood. This literally, you guys, these reviews just make my day, honestly. My year, my month, whatever it is, I just love reading them. So if you are loving this podcast or finding any sort of value in this podcast, please click the stars, leave a review, and just tell me what's been on your heart and what you love about the podcast. It would mean the world to me. All right, so Avery, I know that you want to be on stage. Is being on stage something that you want? Mm-hmm. You have to say yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay, awesome. Come a little closer. So, all right, so tell me, what are you wanting to do on stage, or when are you going to be on stage?
I'm going to do like gymnastics.
Okay, and your gymnastics teacher had said that you're going to be on stage?
Yeah, like she said we're going to be on stage.
Awesome. And how does that make you feel?
Happy.
Happy? And are you working really hard towards this goal of being on stage for gymnastics?
Yeah.
Yes? Awesome. Are you going to give up on your goals and your dreams of being on stage for gymnastics?
No.
No way, right? Mm-hmm. You're working so hard. I'm super, super proud of you. Is there anything that you want to tell those mamas out there that are working hard towards their goals of being on stage? No? All right. Well, tell them welcome back to the More to Motherhood podcast.
Welcome back to the More Mother podcast.
Great job. All right. All right. I'm going to have you go ahead and do your cartwheels in practice for gymnastics. All right. While she's practicing, y'all, we're going to dive into what I had on my vision board and how you can speak on stage if that's something that's on your heart. So I had on my own vision board, honestly, first of all, let me back up. speaking on stage was not even on my radar when I first joined my first network marketing company. And I think network marketing, you guys are going to hear this a lot, but I think it's an amazing vehicle to do so many things and impact so many lives, and provide value to so many people, and just learn more about yourself and what your own personal goals are as you go through this process. Because I think network marketing is really the school of self-development. And so before I spoke on stage, it really was not even on my radar. I had been in network marketing at that point for about, I want to say 5.5, 6 years, somewhere around there. And I had, failed, I guess you could say, many times in network marketing. I didn't really have the success that I wanted to have. And that's okay, because I didn't give up, right? I didn't give up on my goals of creating that diversification of income and a life that I wanted to live for my children and my family with more freedom. And I wanted to impact more mamas. But I knew that that's what I wanted, but I wasn't there yet, right? So speaking on stage was not even on my radar until I started having success in network marketing, and I started showing up on social media a lot, doing lives. And I was getting messages from people just saying like that my lives were inspirational, that they felt inspired, that they felt uplifted, that they felt encouraged, that they felt empowered. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I get goosebumps just sharing that. But I was like, oh my gosh, this is something so much more than what I thought it could be. Like I didn't know that I could impact lives or make people feel that way, right? And so it was at that point that I was like, this can be so much more than just network marketing. Like this can be more. So just keep that in the back of your mind. If you're just starting out in network marketing and you're like, that is not even where I'm at right now, Kristen, it could be. And it could happen very quickly, because it did for me. So I started showing up on social media, and then I started moving up the ladder, right? In the network marketing industry, people started to know who I was. I was super consistent. I was always sharing. I was always showing up. I was always helping others. And so I was asked by other people who had podcasts to join their podcast. And that's kind of where it all started, was podcasting. For me, I just was being asked to show up as a guest on other people's podcasts and sharing, and more people knew my name. And of course, I was showing up consistently on social media. I started having success in network marketing. And then I don't even really know how it happened, but I was nominated to speak on stage. The first time I spoke on stage was actually with Ray Higdon. It was more of an intimate setting where I got to ask some questions as a top leader, which was really, really cool and really nerve-wracking. If y'all know Ray Higdon, he's amazing. And so from there, I was a panelist at that same event, and it was super nerve-wracking, super exciting. I actually got voted in to be a panelist. So it was a voting process that people on social, and obviously I was promoting it. I really wanted to speak on stage. It was on my vision board at that point. I was like, wow, this could really happen for me. I could speak on stage, and I was just so nervous and so excited, but I had to put in a lot of work. I had to show up in different groups. I had to, promote, obviously, share with my audience, show up on social media even more, do some trainings and some different groups that I was asked to do to be selected. And I had to share why I wanted to be selected, right? And so when I spoke on stage as a panelist, I was doing social media and attraction marketing, essentially, like sharing how I use social media to attract leads and attract the people that I wanted to work with. So that's really how it started for me. And of course, I was voted on as a panelist. I got one of the 10 spots, and there was, I don't remember how many, maybe 20 people or something that were competing. And so that was on my vision board. And once I did that, I was like, wow, well, I want to speak on stage like myself next time. So I didn't even see that coming in the near future. And then when I switched companies back in December of 2020, I actually excelled really quickly in my new network marketing company, which I'm totally in love with. And I just love the culture and everything that it stands for. And because of my hard work and my efforts, they asked me to present at their launch event on stage with my very own presentation on recruiting, because I'm the #1 recruiter in that company. And I was just floored. And honestly, you guys, my response was like speak on stage, like by myself, and they were like, yes. So it was so humbling. It was so awesome of an experience. But that's kind of how it evolved for me. I put it on my vision board that was what I was going to do next. And I was just blown away. So just to compare a little bit, because obviously I had these on my vision board, these steps of, being, obviously I wanted to be on people's podcasts. That was like my first step. And then I wanted to show up in like top leaders groups like Rob Sperry, do some trainings for his group and other groups in my own group, and help other women see that if I could do this as a mama who really was a hot mess and only had 300 friends when she started out in network marketing, was doing everything the wrong way, that if I could do it, they could too, right? And that's where that inspiration grew. And then I was like, I want to be like a motivational speaker for women, like telling them that they can do this, right? And then I decided to start my own podcast as a small step towards that as well. So really, when I was a panelist, that was, you guys, it was like so awesome. I mean, I was a panelist and I was able to share the stage with people like Jessie Lee Ward. She's incredible. Fraser Brooks, Rob Sperry, Ray Higdon, Danelle Delgado. I mean, some really big, awesome names. And I was like, oh my gosh, some really amazing top leaders. So it was such an awesome experience. But the crazy thing for me is I like to prepare. I get very nervous. And don't get me wrong, I was very nervous when I was a panelist. And it was almost, I think, in a way, harder to be a panelist than to be a solo speaker on stage when I was at my company's launch event. And here's why. Because, sorry, my daughter's doing back bends in the background. She's like, Mom, look. So because when I was a panelist, it was all about social media, obviously, and how I was gaining leads and attraction marketing and this and that, which I love and which is what I'm really good at. But I didn't know the questions that were going to be asked. And then obviously we were taking turns and there was a panel of about, I want to say 5, maybe 6 of us. I don't remember exactly. And there were some really great names on the stage that had really awesome answers. And so that made me feel nervous too. But just remember to show up and be yourself, because I had a great time. I had a great experience. People said that I did a great job. And I really felt good about my answers too. But I didn't know the questions that were going to be asked. And then obviously if someone said something that I was planning on saying, then I had to change my answer. So it was a little nerve-wracking being a panelist, but it was a lot of fun. And then being on stage by myself at my company's launch event, it was nerve-wracking because I was alone, right? I was alone on stage and all eyes were on me. But it was really cool too because I had my own presentation. So I knew what I was going to say. I had created the PowerPoint beforehand. They had a confidence monitor, which is actually the monitor that's on, like almost on, like below the stage on the ground, so that you can see how much time you have left, and then also like your own presentation, so you don't have to turn behind you to look. It's on the ground by the stage, in front of the stage. So you just like look down and out so that you can see the audience at the same time. It's called the confidence monitor. So I had my own PowerPoint right in front of me. So I knew what to say, and it was my topic, right? It was my training. It was things that I've done on social media, how I really recruited, 80 people to my team in 2 months. Like it was all the steps that I had taken. So the information I knew because it was my information. It wasn't like someone was going to ask me a question and I had to create an answer, right? It was information that I knew and that I was comfortable teaching. So that was a pro, definitely, to being on stage by myself. But I'm going to tell y'all, I was standing too. And as a panelist, I was sitting, which was nice because I'm going to tell you, my knee was shaking for the first 5 minutes of my presentation at my company's launch event. I was nervous. I was nervous at both events, honestly. The nerves are real. But once you like get into your rhythm, I think the nerves go away. Like it just lasted 5 minutes, right? And my presentation on stage, when I presented at my company's launch event, was 20 minutes, right? So, and I know that it comes with practice, and obviously speaking on stage is on my vision board again, because the more that you do it, the more comfortable you're going to be. And it was just like, I had to imagine it was just like me giving a Facebook Live, talking to my people, talking to my mamas about how to recruit and build their business big. So I did do a podcast on the training that I did. So that's in here, maybe a couple episodes back if you want to listen to that. So amazing, so much fun. And so really, I presented on, what did I say? I said I presented on recruiting and then social media for a panelist. And I was really chosen for my company launch event because I had done the work and I had put my efforts really hardcore into that company to build a big business, right? And so obviously to prepare, so behind the scenes, obviously I prepared for my speech in advance for my company's launch event. I had a PowerPoint, like I had said, and I practiced. And one of my practices was with you all. When I did the podcast on how I recruited over 50 people, at that point it was 50 people, but it was 80 by 2 months. How I recruited 50 people to my team in like I think it was like 30 days, honestly. So that was one of the ways I practiced, is I shared the information with all of you here on the More to Motherhood podcast first, and then I actually presented it at my company's launch event. So you guys were my guinea pigs for that presentation. And then of course I practiced one other time just to get myself ready. And I had note cards. The funny thing is I had note cards ready for when I was ready to speak on stage, but I just decided, I looked at the first couple and I was like, this is going to be a distraction. I just put them down on the table and I just, spoke from my heart. And I think that sometimes what you have to do is you have to have the confidence to know and believe in yourself and what you're teaching, that it's just going to come out the way that God intends it to come out, right? He's working through you. So that's what I truly believe anyways. And so what you can do, if this is on your vision board, right, and you want to speak on stage as well, then what I suggest you do is start building your audience, right? How do you do that? So get on social media, pick one platform that you're most comfortable with, start building your following. For me, it was Facebook. I started, networking more, adding friends to my network, communicating with people, showing up on social media every day, showing up live twice a week. I'm not saying you have to start a podcast or anything like that, but just show up and try to get on other people's podcasts, right? Try to be a guest. Like, what is your skill set? Like, what is your specialty that you can speak to people about, right? And use that and start showing up on social media consistently. Let people see you in action. Let people see you live. Let people see who you really are, right? The good, the bad, the ugly. And the mom mess, right? I'm here, my daughter's doing back bends and it was making noise with her toys, but this is real life, right? So just show up as who you are and then put out there, put out to the universe, put out to other people that you meet that you want to speak on stage one day. Let people know that that's your goal. Don't be shy and hide that. Don't be embarrassed about that. Share it with everyone. I was like, I'm speaking on stage one day. I don't know when it's going to happen, but that's going to happen. It's on my vision board. I told tons of people that I had spoken on stage and that I wanted to speak on stage. Even when I didn't have any experience, I worked for that, right? I was like, I'm getting this. Hopefully people will vote me in, right? So don't minimize your goals. Share them with people, because if people know that that's what you want to do, hey, maybe they'll catch one of your Facebook Lives and they'll be like, oh my gosh, she speaks so well. She's such an expert on X topic. Let's bring her onto our podcast, or let's ask her to present such and such. So just know that you have amazing skills, and don't be afraid to put out your goals and dreams out there into the universe. Let people know. So with that being said, we are going to wrap up. So just remember that if you have this goal on your heart and you want to learn the skills to show up on social media more consistently, but you want to do that and also make more income and make more of an impact, I would love to work with you. I would love to have you join our tribe. And my network marketing company is Health and Wellness. We have such amazing tools and systems in place for you, for you to succeed, content that's done for you, coaching that, people usually pay me for. I've actually tabled my coaching for right now. So this is the only way that I am coaching people, is when they're joining my team in my business. And if you're not interested in, working with me on my team, I do have a course called the 6-Figure Side Hustle Blueprint, which you can purchase. If you go to bit.ly/6-Figure Side Hustle Blueprint, you can purchase it there. It's a course that I literally is A to Z of how I built my business to 6 figures. But if you do want to work with me, I would love to work with you. So DM me on Instagram at More to Motherhood and let's chat. So Avery just wants to say one thing.
Bye, Mama.
Bye, Mama. See you next time. Hey mama, real quick before you go, if this episode helped you in some way, or you got value or learned something new from today's episode, or you just feel more inspired right now, the number one way that you can thank me is to leave me a 5-star written review. That is the number one thing I ask for showing up for you guys each week, is a quick written review right over on the Apple Podcast app. I'd be so grateful. Thank you so much for being here. Just know that you can create the life of your dreams and turn your passion and purpose into your paycheck. Until next time, mama, don't forget, you are called for more.